Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we have another very interesting miniature on the agenda tonight. Our game will feature two women grandmasters with the white pieces, Yuxin Song, an up-and-coming woman grandmaster from China, a very strong player, currently rated nearly 2400 on the FIDE list. With the black pieces, Zeinab Mamedyarova, another woman grandmaster, peaked at 2400, slightly older now, and her rating has dropped to 2145, but in herself also a very strong player. Mamedyarova is the sister of Shariksha Mamedyarov, who, as you all know, is one of the best players in the world, and her other sister is Turkan Mamedyarov. So there's two women grandmasters and open grandmaster in the family. A very strong chess family from Azerbaijan. So let's check out this game. It's a Scandinavian, and I think those of you who play the Scandinavian with white and black will enjoy this game for sure. We're going to learn some very interesting things. So Song plays e4 with the white pieces, d5, e takes d5, queen takes d5, knight c3. Mamedyarova for this game opts for the queen d8 line. Most of you know that queen to a5 is the main Scandinavian move, but queen d8 is also considered to be quite good. d4, knight f6, knight f3, and here Mamedyarova goes for the bishop g4 line. Now, I've played this line in the past, I've studied it as well. I've always thought it's solid, but it's better for white. So I can't really recommend this line for classical games, but for Blitz and Rapid, and this is a game from the recent World Rapid Championship, the women's section, for Rapid and Blitz games it can be played because a lot more is going on dynamically in these Rapid and Blitz games, and you can get away with playing certain offside, weaker and rare opening lines. h3 is the best move. Bishop takes f3 is the theoretical move. We can't really go back here because g4 followed by knight to e5 and subsequently h4 and h5. This is very good for white, has been studied analytically for many years, and no conclusive defense has been found for black. So we have to go bishop takes f3. The pawn on d4 is a poisoned pawn. b7 would fall and the rook would be lost. So black generally does go c6 here. And now black has actually given the bishop pair, but it's going to construct a Fort Knox small center, very resistant, very solid. Bishop e3, e6. Now, before the theory on this line would run long castle. But then someone found a very good idea for black here. Bishop to b4, threatening to exchange the knights and double the pawns. And now knight to e4, knight takes e4, queen takes e4, and now black has queen d5. I played this in a game against a grandmaster, a rapid game, 3 or 4 years back. He played queen. As I'm threatening the pawn on a2, I forced the exchange of queens. And although this position, white still has the bishop pair, black is quite solid and has good chances of getting a draw in a rapid or a blitz game. I actually lost that game when my opponent played c4 unexpectedly, and I thought I would be okay because of the weak d4 pawn, but he did demonstrate to me that black has to play very accurately to hold the balance. I ended up losing that game. Anyway, going back to the game, Yuxin Song opted for a3, which I think is very sensible, because she does want a long castle, but she doesn't want the bishop b4 takes c3, queen d5 idea on the board. So well played. Queen to a5. Now long castle would be bad because black might play bishop takes a3 and the knight on c3 is hanging. So Song drops back with the bishop, which is okay. Knight bd7, bishop to c4, queen to c7, and long castle. And this position after g4, I have to think it's better for white. We have the two bishops. We have some dynamics going on the king's side. g5 and queen takes f7 is threatened. If the position opens up, white will certainly be better. So I do think that white already has the upper hand in the game. However, black is solid. Let's see how it goes. Knight to b6, hitting the bishop and protecting the pawn on f7. A good move. And now there are two ideas. One idea would be to go h6, stopping g5, and this is a game. I think white's better, but everything can happen here. The second idea would be to call white's bluff and capture the pawn on d4. Now in this case, Song goes for g5, and after knight e4, the rook on d4 is weirdly placed and could fall at any moment, and also the bishop and the rook are undeveloped. So there's obviously clear compensation, but the computer seems to find a way to play this position with black. I think it's very dangerous. And in fact, Mamedyarova also thought it was very dangerous, but instead of playing h6, she played bishop to d6. And this is a mistake, because now g5, and now a very nice move, very sensible and difficult to see. Instead of playing knight to e4, which would be countered by bishop to f4 with some piece exchanges, Song Chuchin plays knight to e2, protecting against bishop to f4 and threatening c4 hitting the knight and c5 winning a piece. And we can already see that those four pieces, you know, these four pieces are just occupying two, there's few squares for the strength of all those pieces. They're not well coordinated, and black can lose a piece now. Only move c5, and now white goes c4, pawn takes pawn, and king b1, getting out of the pin and threatening the knight. Knight to e7, and now knight to d4. I'm sure Song was tempted by c5, bishop takes, and rook c1. There are two big pieces here, but my analysis shows that black can play king to b8 and more or less get out of this pin. Bishop to b4 could be played. We still have knight to d7. Black is holding. So Song just played simple chess. Knight takes d4, threatening knight to b5. Queen to f7 is also a threat. Black found knight to c6 to try and protect against f7, but now knight to b5, queen to e7, and again simple chess. Bishop to c3, hitting on g7 and reminding black that there's going to be a tactic here with the fork on c5. This is fantastic play by Yuxin Song. She's playing all the best moves to crush her opponent. Very well played. There's no real move here. e5 would stop bishop takes g7, but rook takes and c5 wins a piece. Game over. So it's difficult to find a move. What did Mamedyarova play? She played rook h to g8, and now a fantastic combination. Sack on d6 and sack the queen on f7. Fantastic. I love to play this type of combination. After queen takes, check, and again, it's just game over. It's extra piece. Goodbye. So Mamedyarova plays rook d8, and now there's several ways to win, but again, Song very academic. She goes for knight to a7, forcing resign, because after knight takes, we're just losing the queen. Another fun variation would be king to d7. Of course, black is lost here, but she does have an extra exchange, so we should carry on a bit. Check, check, give back the queen, check again, open check with the pawn, with the rook. The pawn is protected by the bishop. Fantastic. And it's game over very soon for black. Notice that the huge coordination of white's pieces even allows the rook on d1 to be protected. So a fantastic game by Yuxin Song, showcasing the strength of these young Chinese up-and-coming players. And if you're a Scandinavian player, this is the type of game you have to be very wary about. I still think Scandinavian is good in Blitz and Rapid, and of course highly playable at club level in classical, but we're not seeing many Scandinavians in elite level chess, which means it's probably not the best opening. As always, I hope you had fun with the video, learned some new ideas, and hope to see you all in the next video. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please click on the subscribe button below. It's totally free. We're increasing gradually the subscription level, but I'd love to get to 1,000 where I can open up some of the new and interesting dynamics of the channel. And if you are a Spanish language club player, go to my Spanish channel where there's a lot of more content. There's over 30,000 subscribers there, and you can also learn a few things over in Spanish. See you in the next video.